of Newport news. We are here. It's currently Friday. We got the street sprints tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. Crazy trip so far. Let's get into it. So this story starts on Wednesday, 2 days before the event. Well, for y'all that don't know, I live in Northern California, and this race, the Tour of Newport News, takes place in Newport News, Virginia, which is quite literally across the United States. But this race sounded so much fun to me, so I was eager to go. Friday night was street sprints, which counted for the Omnium. Saturday morning was a rolling TT that started with a 1-minute hill climb. Then Saturday night was a Twilight Crit, which will be my first ever Twilight Crit. And then Sunday, there's a circuit race on a military base. It was going to be fast. It was going to be windy. I was really looking forward to it. But before we got into the racing, Alyssa, my fiance, and I had to travel across the U.S. So let's start the morning with that. Let's start the morning with our travel day. It was a lot of fun, a little bit hectic. It is tough to keep on top of training when traveling like this. And that's why it's so awesome to have my coach, Tyler Williams, who really helps me through stuff like this, and we'll go over what I did to make sure my legs were open and everything for the races. But let's get this travel day underway. Okay, a couple tips for you guys in case you are new to traveling with your cycling gear. Number one, they will always check your carb mix to make sure it's not some sort of drug or something like that. So be prepared to have some extra time for that. And two, make sure you pack your bike bag well. It's always stressful to travel with your bike, but if you pack your bike bag well, it should be totally okay. Now, Alyssa and I hung out in the lounge for a little bit because we were a little bit early. We like to allow extra time in case anything goes wrong with the testing of our powder, stuff like that. You never really know with airport and airport security. Oh, and this was a cool little robot cafe that I thought I would shoot. But before we knew it, we were boarding our first flight, and we had to make it. We had a connecting flight, so we had to make it to South Carolina in order to board our plane to North Fork, which was our final destination and only a 30-minute drive from Newport News. And before we knew it, we ended up in North Fork, Virginia, which is NATO's home in North America. Little did you know. And we were waiting for the oversized bag, got all that stuff done. The bike arrived. It was in fine condition, which again always stresses me out because this is my new bike. If you haven't seen that video, please go check it out. The new Polygon. This was my first real race on it, so I was really excited. But yeah, let's get some rest, get ready for some openers tomorrow because tomorrow is Thursday, and then we have to race the day after that. So the goal for today was open up the legs, get the legs moving. I had some pretty hard openers that Coach Tyler Williams put in for me. I'll touch more on that in a second here. But it was storming outside when we got here. So I'm so lucky that this hotel had an indoor Peloton. The grind definitely feels real right now. But you know what? Just happy we can spin the legs. Really cool to have a Peloton in this hotel. Works out perfectly because I couldn't find with the trainer. And yeah, there's thunder and lightning outside. Make sure the legs are open. Coach Tyler wanted me to do really hard openers, get all the travel, everything out of the legs. And it's been a really chill week because Monday we drove back from Oregon. So 9-hour drive, I didn't ride. Tuesday I had to build the bike in the morning, so only was able to ride in the afternoon, but pretty hard ride. And then travel yesterday. All day travel, no ride. And then today, Peloton shakeout. So excited to race though. Bike's all built, this hotel's sick. The storm's gone tomorrow after 9 a.m. is what the radar says, so looking good. Let's get it, we'll see you in the morning for race day. Okay, well, it is Friday morning. Alyssa and I just went and had a nice little breakfast at this cafe right down the street. We slept amazing last night. This hotel is very, very comfortable, but the wind is howling this morning. Here, come over here, Alyssa. I don't know if you guys can see, but you can kind of see on the water how much the wind is moving. Gusts up to 45 miles an hour today. and averaging right around 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. But then sometimes it's just like super calm. So it's a bit bizarre. Graham, the guy who is organizing this whole event, said that the street sprints tonight are probably going to be into a headwind. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, just excited to see what we're going to get into. I'm going to get a little bit of a ride before, get some endurance in. Look how much she glows in the light. Can you guys see that? I love this paint job. Is so sick. Anyway, I gotta work, finish up some stuff so I can post a video so you guys can watch it, so I can keep doing these trips and stuff. And it's all thanks to you guys, so thank you. And then yeah, time to ride and then time to race. Kick off today. Let's go. Okay, so I got my little endurance ride in. It is tough to balance training with an event like this and traveling. It's something I'm still learning. And again, Tyler's been super helpful. So it is nice to kind of get those little endurance spins in when you can, especially before an event like this where it's only a 20-second effort once, maybe even just one 20-second effort if you get eliminated in the first round. I'll explain the heats and everything and how the bracket works in a second. But before we knew it, we were at this sprint race event. And man, I gotta say, it was pretty cool. They had a taco truck. The sprint race went right by a beer garden, so they had lots of people watching. And yeah, I just thought it was a really cool event. And listen, I got there early so we could have dinner, watch some of the event, and just enjoy hanging out with people and really soak in the vibes. Now, if you're new to this channel, each race that we go to this year, we were rating on 5 things out of 10. 1 being the vibes, just the overall vibe of the event. 2 being the courses. 3 being the field, how strong is the field, who are we racing against. 4 is the promotion, how good do they do promoting the event. And 5 is the accessibility, parking, bathrooms, that kind of fun stuff. We will rate this event at the end of breaking down all of the races. When we finally break down the circuit race, we'll rate the event, but there were some things went a little bit wrong with this sprint event, and let's dive into that. So the sprint was really cool. I really liked the idea of this event, and it was a 200-meter sprint. You do a standing start, meaning someone holds you, you're clipped in, you're ready to go. It starts on a slight incline and then levels out. And then, yeah, the finish line is pretty much right there. So they just full gas, full torque on the legs. And they were doing heats, which I thought was really cool. So my first sprint race was to go at 9 p.m. And then the winning 2 from that race would move on. And there was a whole bracket system. And again, I thought it was a really, really cool idea. And there were points involved in this for the Omnium. So people were taking it really seriously. But things went wrong quickly. The nerves are high. There's already been like 3 crashes, so let's just hope this new bike shifts. Everything's gonna be okay. We're gonna have fun. Alyssa's cold behind the camera, but what else is new? But all of you guys out here just said hi, taking a couple selfies with you guys. You guys are amazing, so thank you. Let's just try to make it a semifinals. That's the goal. Just gonna smash it. Hopefully get top 2 in my heat. Let's do it. So by the end of the night, there ended up being 8 crashes in a dead straight sprint, which might sound a little bit weird, but it was a combination of a couple things. 1, people were trying to shift over the top of the hill, and the wind was so bad that it would grab your front wheel and gust over the top of the hill. So with all that going on and the way that they did the heats, by the time 9 o'clock rolled around, which is when my original start was supposed to be, I was nowhere near towing the line. I ended up finally going for my sprint at 10:40 p.m., so an hour and 40 minutes delayed. So here we go. Finally time to sprint. I'm 3 riders in from the right in the black kit. I got to get second to move on. And, well, as you saw, I got 3rd, which means I was eliminated in my first sprint. I'm not going to lie. After that, I was pretty sad. I do consider myself a pretty decent sprinter, and I actually put out some good power. I believe I did 1,509 watts as my peak power, which is something that's very important because you got to have a lot of torque in order to get started. But the other guys here at this event were wicked strong when it came to peak power. and sprints, and they just got the better of me. Now, after this, like I said, I was pretty disappointed, but some of y'all came up to me after to ask for pictures and to talk about bike racing and just about my journey, and it kind of hit me there that I am very lucky to be out here, and I snapped out of that bummed out mood really, really quickly. So thank you for that, guys. Now, with it being delayed, I know it was a bit of a bummer, but honestly, I still really, really loved this event and what they put on. But I was messaging the promoter, Graham, who puts this whole thing on, and he was talking about not doing this next year. So I'm interested to hear your guys' ideas in the comments down below about what they should do for day one. He was maybe thinking about doing a short crit or something in like a parking garage, like a hill climb, something like that. I'd be curious to see what you guys would want to see and what your ideas are, or if they should do these street sprints again. It is just logistically tough to keep it on time, which I totally understand. In the year prior, they did heats not separated by category, so people had to wait around, get warm, get cool again. This year they did it separated by category, but the problem with that is that people left once they were done, which isn't a problem because then they had to get ready for the TT tomorrow, but then you don't have the same crowd feel. So yeah, it's kind of a tough event to execute, even though it sounds like it might be easy. And with that, we're actually going to wrap up this. I think we're going to do this in different parts. I think the next part will be the TT and the crit, and then we will do the circuit race and the finale. So we'll have 3 parts from these. Comment down below if you like that idea. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Seriously, thank you so much for all the support. None of this would be possible without you guys, and look forward to the ratings as well. And let me know if you like the rating system. I absolutely love doing these ratings. It was so fun to fly out to this event. And again, it's all thanks to you guys that this is possible. And shout out to Graham from the Tour of Newport News for making this happen. And with that, we will see you guys in hopefully a couple days. I'm going to try to get the next 2 out for you guys quickly. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you in the next one. Peace.